Okay, greetings guys. Good morning. Welcome back to Dr. DIY's channel. So, in today's video, let me share or I'm going to show you how to convert unutilized space into useful space. So in this case, you are seeing the location of the cooker hood. Okay, in my previous video I've already shown you how to do a full servicing and maintenance on the cooker hood. So in this video I'm going to show you how to convert this side and this side to store goods. Okay, in other words, to make it into a useful space. Right? The objective is to make a cabinet. Alright, a very low cost cabinet, because you see we have the kitchen cabinet on top. So here you have the cooker hood and you got unused space. Now you will see such a setup in many of the houses, right? And they will just leave it like that, or maybe they will close up. Okay, in today's video I'm going to show you how you're going to make some cabinets inside here. Okay, so I've actually already started. So these are aluminium rails. If you look close at them, they look familiar, right? Yes. What are these? These are curtain rails. Okay, so you need to have the curtain rails, you need double-sided tape, and you need some panels, and of course door handle to open up the door and close the door, and maybe hinges and all that, which I will show you step by step in a while. Right, the cost very cheap. We will discuss the cost later. So without further ado, let's get the channel started. So these are the items needed to make a low cost DIY cabinet. Okay, you can see here you have two aluminium bars of different dimension. Okay, you have the silver color and you have the dark bronze color. Yes, these are curtain rails. Okay, if you see the cross section of the silver color, this is how the cross section looks like. Okay, and for the bronze color, this is how the cross section looks like. Okay, you have additional material coming out here. This is normally to place the bracket, to install it on your wall. Okay, for the curtain rail, and the height of this is also higher. Okay, the height has compared to the silver one, where the height is relatively small. So through my experience, this is highly recommended to use when you want to make your kitchen cabinet. Okay, why? First thing is because it is flat at the base, so you may install it by means of placing a strong double-sided tape. In this case I'm using double-sided tape, so I just put double-sided tape and I just stick it wherever I want to stick it. Okay, obviously you're going to cut according to the length, but in this case you may also use, but the problem is it is not flat at the bottom, so you might be having some trouble to stick this guy onto the base. If you may stick, it will be at a tilting angle. Okay, so this is not encouraged to use. So we are going to use this guy. So you may cut using either, if you have an electrical grinder, or you may use a hacksaw. Okay, with this type of teeth, the fine teeth, you may use a hacksaw to cut this. So now what are we going to do is, first we're going to measure from here right up to here. Okay, so this is the measurement. So once I got the measurement, okay, I'm going to cut the curtain rail. Okay, I'm going to cut the curtain rail 4 pieces, 2 down and 2 up, such that this is how it's going to be installed. Can you see that? Okay, they are going to be installed side to side between each other without any gap. How I install this is just by means of double-sided tape. Okay, you may use a double-sided tape, or if you think you are not confident with a double-sided tape, you may use silicone glue, okay, and paste it. So after pasting it, the next thing is you are going to take the height from the curtain rail above to the height of the curtain rail below. Now this is the challenging part, okay, because the doors are going to sit down in this slot. Okay, so what doors are we going to use? You may use any type of thin sheet material. In my case, I'm going to use a PU board. Okay, this is a polyurethane foam type of board. It's relatively very cheap. Okay, I will put the link later in the description below how much is the price of this board cost. And it's very easy to cut. You can just use a blade knife to cut and you just snap it, rather than using acrylite board, because acrylite boards are relatively expensive and they are very brittle. Okay, this is soft and ductile, and the thickness is thickness comes in a lot of variety. In my case, the thickness is about 3 to 4 mm. So this board is going to go in this slide. That is the objective of our kitchen cabinet now. So once we have already put the curtain rail up and below, this board is going to sit inside, and the application of the door is a sliding type. So we are going to make a sliding type of door rather than opening up this way or opening up and down. Why? It's because you save space. Original, the kitchen cabinet, the doors open this way. Okay, you can see the doors, right? So you open this way and it takes up space. Say for example, you have someone standing here with this high. Okay, if you open the door and you are doing some housekeeping here, the tendency for you to hit your head if you are not aware this door is open is very high. It's very, very high. Okay, so if you have a sliding door, that will not be the case, and also you relatively save space because it's opening and closing within the range given, right? So in this case, we are going to use a sliding door which is going to be placed inside such that it looks like this. So this is how it's going to be when it is installed. So you're going to take the height from above right till below. Okay, do not take the height from the base. Don't stop at the base. Okay, for the top you may start from the base. In other words, say for example, this curtain rod is installed above. So I'm just placing here just to show you. Okay, right. Okay, so this curtain rail is installed above. So when you take the measurement, you may start from the very top. Put your measuring tape inside and start it from the very top, and you measure all the way down and don't stop below here. Okay, so you slightly stop. Let me just point to you. You look at the tip of the knife. Don't stop here. Your end of measurement doesn't stop here, but perhaps half of the curtain rail stop somewhere here. Okay, why? It is because later when you want to put the boards inside, you want to install the door, it is easy to put in. Just carry the door and slide it in with minimal force applied. If you measure right until here, scared the doors can go in because they can deflect, but during opening and closing you will have a high resistance. Okay, you might not be able to open or close the door also because it is touching bottom and touching on top. If you follow the steps which I gave you first time, the door will be only touching below. On top will be minimum. So once you measure the height, which I just told you the way how you measure, right? Then you measure the width. Now, how are you going to measure the width? The width is going to be measured from the end of your curtain rail till slightly more than the midpoint of the curtain rail, because this is a sliding door. If you measure right at the middle, there will be a gap, okay, when you install both of your sliding door. So your sliding door should be slightly longer. The width should be slightly more than the midpoint of length A till B. So this is the midpoint. Your door should stop here. The length of the door should be here till here. So once you got the length of this door, the width of this door, you copy back the same width for the right hand side. So right hand side will have the same width compared to the left hand side. Okay, so now you have already got the width. In this case, I've already pre-cut. I've already cut the doors. Okay, I've already cut the doors. So this is how the door look like. And I've also installed a handle. Okay, a simple handle, not too fancy, a white color. This is made of plastic. Okay, I tried to get a similar handle like this, but it is too big, and when I install there, it looks quite weird. By right, it should be just small, but they do not have the stock. So I think this is just nice. The purpose is just to hold it secure and to open and close the door. So this handle is very easy to install. You just drill 2 holes according to the handle and then you screw it in. Okay, so the handle fits perfectly at the desired location where you install. So now we are going to install the door to the curtain rail. So how are you going to do this? So you may either choose, okay, so you first start with the back rail. So you're going to put it in. Sorry. So can you see it goes in, right? And then at the bottom part, you just slightly apply some force and you push it into the second rail, the back rail, such that the back rail and the up rail, they are parallel to each other. So I've already slid it in. You can see from the side, this is how it looks like. Okay, so from the top, this is how it looks like. Now you have already got a door. Look at this. So you have already got a door, and you can see it is more than the center point. This is the center point. I've cut slightly more. Maybe I think I gave about 5 cm more. Okay, don't give too much, because if you give too much, then later when you're opening of your door, okay, it will be somewhere here. So it's hard for you to keep your stuff. So just about 5 cm will do. Okay. Then likewise, the same procedure is applied for the left hand side door. So you put it in the curtain rail, which is the first one, and then you slide it in for the lower curtain rail. Goes in nicely. So here you go. You have a door installed, a sliding door installed, and unused space now is converted into a useful storage space with a very minimum cost. Okay, not more than 20 ringgit you can already do this, right? This cabinet is made of solid wood, right? The cost of this cabinet is a few thousand. So obviously this is normally what we normally install in our kitchen, right? With a lot of designs and all that, it looks elegant. But if you have unused place like this, you may opt not to use this and opt to use this, because this is cheaper and more feasible, and you have a lot of flexibility to design the doors, because these doors are made of a PU material, and if you do not like the color, maybe you want to make it stand out, you may simply buy wallpaper of your choice, the design of your choice, and you may just stick the wallpaper here, right, before putting the handle. Then you put the handle. So this is how it looks like, and this is how it looks like. So when you open both doors together, so this is how it looks like. Now you may add shelves. Same goes to the concept, same concept. So you measure the height needed here, same goes to the height needed here. You install the aluminium rail, okay, cut accordingly, and then you cut your composite board, your PU board, sorry. In this case, I've already cut. So I just slide it here. Give me a second. Let's align it properly. I think this is not the one. I think one more here. Maybe this is the one. Yes. So yeah, look at that. So I have a shelf to place my stuff on top. Okay, obviously you have a gap here, you see. This is also can be eliminated by means of your own creativity. Maybe you can use a plate or something like that. Maybe you can cut this board a small shape of this size and you can just paste it here to close. Or you can buy the readily available caps, end caps, which is available in your local hardware shop, right, for the curtain rail, and you may install the end caps here. Okay, so but you cannot put a lot of weight because this is not strong. If you want to put heavy weight, then maybe you can use aluminium sheet or aluminium panel. Okay, so I have one there, and I have another one here. Let me just slide it in. This is a bit hard because I think the coverage, I have cut it a bit. Okay, so I've already got it in. Just push it all the way in. So it buckles a bit because I think the length is a bit extra, so I have to make it shorter so it doesn't buckle. It sits perfect. But never mind if it buckles, the moment you put your stuff on top, it comes flat. Okay, so you may also keep stuff here. This is directly kept on the cooker hood. Please bear in mind, if you keep anything here and your cooker hood is on, vibration happens and you may have some rattling sound between the objects kept relative to this surface. So in order to eliminate that, maybe you may put a shelf or you may put a mat, rubber type of mat here to place your stuff. But so far I did not have any issue, any vibrating stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you now when I keep my stuff how it looks like. Okay, so you may get such boxes. I bought it from IKEA. Okay, these are storage boxes. Okay, portable storage boxes. Okay, whereby when it comes, it is folded. So you just unfold it to make it into a cube by means of zipping it here. Okay, so I put all my fish stuff and all that, and then you just open up this guy. You may just, it goes in nicely. You just, right, so you have one there. Okay, You may also place any baskets or anything, right? This is just for proper housekeeping, right? You got one more there. So just nice, okay? Just nice. So in this case, this is the compartment. So I'm just going to place it here, right? So everything is within the cabinet and it's not seen, so it's pleasant to the eyes. So this is how it looks like, the final view of the DIY cabinet at a very low cost, which roughly estimated about 20 ringgit. This whole setup can be done. Okay, I will put the link later at the description below, the costing analysis of such a project. So guys, hopefully this project gives you some idea on how you can DIY low cost cabinets in your house using similar concept, using curtain rails and these boards. Okay, this type of boards, or maybe you may use other boards, up to you. But the concept, you may use curtain rails for sliding application. One more thing I want to highlight here is there will be a gap between this board and this board. To eliminate this gap, you can put a sponge, right? A sponge. I will show you the type of sponge. Okay, this is the type of sponge which I am showing you. The dimension is as per given. Okay, it is 0.8 cm in height and the width is 1.5 cm. Okay, the length they give you is 5 meters. Where can you buy this? I bought it from Daiso. It's about 5 ringgit 50 cents or so. They got a lot of dimension, thick, thin, broad, okay, and so forth. So you may choose accordingly. And the sponge comes with a backing adhesive tape, so it's easy to use. You just cut the desired length, you remove the tape and you stick it where you're supposed to stick it. So in this case, you may put the sponge between the two boards. You will stick it at the backboard in such a direction, such a way. Okay, the whole object, but this sponge I think I cannot use. You know why? Because it's too thin. The gap here is quite thick, so I have to purchase a thicker sponge to seal this gap. Alright, so you will not have a gap later. Okay, and this door also will not move that much because you have a sponge, so it will stay steadily, you know. So this is a very good item to have because it seals all the gap. Later I will do another video on the application on this sponge. Okay, so guys, hopefully this video helps, okay, to share some knowledge. Remember guys, if you like the video, please help to support it by liking the video, sharing the video, and please subscribe to Dr. DIY channel, alright, for more interesting videos, okay, knowledge sharing and etc. So till we meet again, see you guys, stay safe, stay at home. Cheers from Dr. DIY channel.